just a racist mug. What's there to read here? Not much.
Body betrays your degeneracy.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
Are you admiring my morphophysiology? It must be frightening to stand in the shadow of this racial pinnacle. Be calm, Am Sandwich. You are not in danger. Because you are not a threat to me. That is precisely the negligence that has led you to succumb to Al Ghul. You reek of it. An invisible sword of Al Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my company sick.
It's not good.
It's like a rat crawled into your stomach, got drunk and drowned.
Yes.
He means alcohol.
Correct. My small skull servant. Al Ghul is an ancient Ilmaran poison. A parasitic fungus that has colonized your race. It is a trick the desert pygmies play.
Intentionally fermented drinks have existed for 10,000 years.
This is a fabrication the alchemists of Yizot and Bashir and the Rolam Al Ghul have fed your people. Go on. Why don't you have another drink? Your feature.
Oh yeah, Measurehead.
No, you don't. You need to get another drink. Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done giving orders around here. The influence of the Am Sandwich race is waning. Begging for help. Attempting to pass fear for cooperation. How far the Occidental Haplogroup has fallen. You were once a noble, and you gave the world eugenics, electricity, and powerful weapons of war. Like you dominated lesser cultures, like the deformed Hemians and the... You will be superseded.
It is, baby, yeah. You know it.
Enough with this begging. You should leave this state. Bring your troops to the Simonine Islands. The walls will be lined with bottles of Al Ghul.
You could internalize Measurehead's race theory. It would enrich you rhetorically. Well, not as such. What you do with the mastery of advanced race theory is up to you. You could reject the findings, sure, or accept them and become an advanced racist. Go ahead. Don't be shy. Just ask for race secrets. That's understandable. Jean-Luc Measurehead is a sage and an intellectual giant of race theory. Who are you? Handmaiden of Al. He does not so much as glance at the object.
Stop showing me your pathetic...
He had nothing to do with it.
Oh, don't be vulgar. white or not has got little to do with this. The race enigma runs much deeper than that. Mr. Claire is a man of vision and means. He has the will to confront International Capital, which is some also. To serve is noble. It takes discipline. Your petulant individualism has only contributed to your race failure. It is lax and moronic. Idiotic communism is the single greatest contributor. Above all, rampant multinational finance still reigning large. Tell me, where have you gotten your... Of course it does. You are a degenerate. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Seminese race. I can see that. The Semini, we are the future. I am a descendant. No. I have heard about it on the radio. I'm from Couronne. And no, it is not just in Revachol. The city is central to the... You have heard enough about our phylogenetic secrets for today. You have extinction to come to terms with. Think upon it. Racists are generally not very good examples.
Welcome to Revachol. You hear him yet, he must think
I am not like them.
The drawings are precise and look true to their pseudo-scientific ambitions. One thing, however, it is not entirely free of throwbacks in the phylogenetic tree. His large jaw, for example, could...
You exhibit forward projection of the jaw, indicative of schizophrenia and sexual inaccountability. From a purely aesthetic, you do not wish to be judged, because you are a genetic blob of polycultural...
The man looks at you, silent.
You are not Santiago. Santiago is not you. Even the Frenica.
Scab?
You're hazy on the notion of a scab. Smells like politics, though. Maybe it's got something to do with the flask he reaches for from time to time.
A kind of a worm, content with mere survival. They come, they want to do our job for shittier pay, screwing over both themselves and us. Everybody loses. Beats me. Somewhere in the ground, I think. Gotta be bloody stupid or freaking evil to scab. Or I guess, scared, mate. Personally, I'd rather beg than scab. If the gentleman shouting on the street came begging, maybe they'd have gotten something. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. These scabs ain't begging. They ain't holding on to their integrity. I was just messing with you. No one's ever seen a cop scab. Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, let us cop for less... Speaking of, what brings the RCM here? To the Wild North? Come to see the strife? A key, huh? What door is this key supposed to open? Of course, I got you. You don't know anything. I got that key right here. And let me tell you, it's mighty good of you to help us out during the strike. Working class solidarity, as they say. Oh, so the none of the above type, are you? I get it. I like to keep my distance. What you're looking for is a basement door behind the greenhouse. That's behind the Wailing in Rags. That's all I know.
Okay, but where did you get
The janitor gave it to me. Nice fella. We talked about life and things that real... None of this mess we're in. This jiving and juggling. I'm more of a philosophical dock worker. I like to talk about the big picture stuff. Who I am, who you are, what...
He means he's not going to tell you, cause he doesn't know. But he will shoot his mouth off with you now that you're working.
We're negotiating our share. Aye. This stuff, they already covered. It's not enough. Not enough to get ahead. More about keeping us in our place. All of it. However, right now we want all the harbor workers to be on the company's board, so they could take part in the decision-making.
This seditious talk sounds like communism. Just so we're on the same page, communism is basically wanting to kill the rich people, or deporting them to a labor camp in southeast Grad. But don't say that out loud if you're a communist.
I think it's best you make up your own mind now that you've met him. In my eyes, he is a capable organizer and a decent businessman. I guess you kind of get to be the village chief. He oversees the harbor, makes deals with the owner.
By that, you mean corrupt?
By heavens, why would he not be corrupt? We live in a harsh and disordered world, see? The old man is corrupt for our benefit, and we know it. Appreciate it even. He is, personally, not. He is reasonably lavish, sure. That's his prerogative. It's not like you want a saintly demeanor on a corrupt motherfucker. That would be... Besides, there are no non-corrupt systems in the world anyway. And morally...
This man has political theory, and it has not failed him today.
No. I don't think I'm a communist. Seeing something of value and saying I want it all to myself is a much... Even a weak child can think it. The only things holding someone back are I can't and I shouldn't. Then how can anything ever be mine? But that's okay. We don't have to agree. The prairie is wide enough. Sure, I've had the necessary free time. Fortunately, there's always time.
The look in his brown eyes conjures up an understanding. For him, it all comes together now. The way he speaks about scabs, his general attitude. He's a follower of a 500-year-old Franco-Niger, that of a noble peasant or a traveling herdsman. True to yourself, independent in your actions, loyal to your friends. The man sits on the railing, his hands reaching far and wide, yet it feels as if he could effortlessly go even wider.
The mercenary, eh? Who could have killed him? That's indeed the question. Why even do such a thing? What a thought! Why would noble workers resort to such a thing? Unless they were pushed, of course. Your dead guy was an enemy combatant. He was an agent of the opposition, attempting to undermine our honorable efforts. I ain't the murdering type, but that's just me. Large organizations like our union have all sorts of men.
He's not lying about not...
Understood. This has been of limited use.
No problem. I wish the best to you in your search. Sure, I'm glad it's not my search.
An old monument stands in the middle of the traffic island, pointing toward the sea. It looks as if it's been reassembled piece by piece. A silver plaque on the statue's pedestal reads, "I am..." As you look up, you notice something about the statue. There are some odd indentations on the king's chest piece. What did he do? You have no idea, what you did a week. High above you, the king stands triumphantly oblivious to your memory trouble. A Stars Ryko, one of the finest Zhimsk-made motor carriages ever. An oldie, but a goldie. Not many people outside of Grad and Revachol West.
A Stash Ryko KK2. That's a classic model. Never thought I'd see another one repainted after what happened last time.
No, only that the motor carriage is typically baby blue. The colors of Sigismund the Great, an ancient...
That's, well, yes, exactly it. More. They said it was...
Correction. 4,300...
Welcome to Revachol.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and... There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell. Emitting it is... The smell is repulsive. It pushes in from your mouth, more instant and more familiar than anything you'd expected. More fever than odor. It fills your mind. You feel a great force ringing from your stomach. Your body curls and pushes it until a pool of vomit lies under your feet and your throat. The smell of Commodore Red rises from the pool. Among it, distilled spirit and bits of shish kebab.
It's okay. Happens to everyone. Keep it. The hangover is clearly making these worse for you. You could use some ammonia to clear your head. That young woman, the gardener, mentioned she used salts for the smell. If she doesn't have any, there might be some in the fridge store.
Acquiring ammonia will provide a modifier to the white check. Modifiers make checks easier and allow you to retry them.